Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Sunday live session. I'm very sorry about last week. I was not feeling so well, but I'm back here and ready to go. And let me see. So I'm not sure if anyone's joined yet, but just in case anyone's watching, just to go over the general format, if you're not familiar with these live streams, for the first 10 minutes, I'll cover our latest properties, and then I'll go over some of the informational content that I posted, including blog posts and YouTube videos. And of course, throughout the time, whenever I take a break, I'll check and make sure that there are no questions, and I'll respond to those as I get them. So, oh, and then of course the final 10-minute segment is what everyone's waiting for, the free land giveaway. So let's get started. Okay. So if you're not familiar with me, I have a company, Gokche Capital. I buy and sell land, primarily affordable land, generally zoned residential. But on top of that, I also try to put out a lot of informational content for land buyers, sellers, and owners, because I know when I was getting into this space, it was very difficult to find good quality information for land, which can be a very tricky asset class. Can be very tricky to do due diligence on land, especially if you're looking to build. So if you haven't gone to my website, it's gokchecapital.com. This is the home page. If you want to find all of our listings, you click Buy Land. You'll see a map with all of our available properties. Each of the red pens is a property that's available. And you can scroll in and out to zoom in on a particular area. And when you click on a pen, you'll see a link to that property's main listing page. On our website, and let me go back home so I can show you how to get here. But when you hover over more, you'll see that we do have a blog. And on this blog, we have a bunch of articles. These all tend to be longer forms, so about 2,000 words, on lots of different topics that are relevant to landowners and purchasers. And hi, everyone. I see some people are rolling in. Quick question from Beth. Have you ever purchased land in Alabama? So I haven't purchased land in Alabama recently, but yes, I have purchased land there in the past. So maybe we can look into it again in the future. And one other thing I'll point out for anyone who isn't aware, so we do a lot of free content, but we also have some courses if you wanted to check those out. Our two biggest courses are the land due diligence program and the land investing program. But we also have a course that covers 31 things I learned selling my first 500 properties online. And I do have a book as well, 11 True Stories of Land Investing Mistakes, which includes a full due diligence checklist. So if you didn't want to buy the full due diligence course, but you did want that checklist, you could get the book. All right. So first I'll start with our latest properties. So since I missed a week, there have been a couple of them. I don't believe I went over this property in Dougherty County, Georgia. We have been purchasing a number of properties in Georgia. I do like this state. It tends to be, I think, a good state to get affordable land. There are a lot of HOAs that I've been finding, but in general, the zoning isn't too restrictive. I think a lot of people like to come here to retire. It has a good climate. So yeah, we've been looking a lot in Georgia. And this property is in Dougherty County, which if we zoom out here, is in southern Georgia. It's actually within the town of Albany, which is a decent sized town. You'll see there is a state university here, a hospital, and a regional airport, as well as a Walmart. So it does have a lot of the basic amenities. And this property is in a residential area, not quite as built up as other parts of the city, but you'll see there are homes nearby. And they're actually homes right across the street and right next door. So it's off of Johnny Williams Road. That's an improved road. There would be electricity here. Hi, Elisa. There should also be public water and sewer available, but I do recommend that you give the town of Albany a call to confirm that. The property is zoned R3, which allows for single-family homes, and it actually allows for duplexes too, which is pretty cool. We don't get too many properties that allow for duplexes. So if you wanted to do a 2-unit here, you could do that, but they don't allow for mobile homes or RVs, long-term RV use. And let's see. And so there's no HOA on this property. It is within the City of Albany's limits. And right now, the cash discount price is $11,999. We do, of course, as with all of our properties, offer owner financing. As with all of our properties, it's just $1 down and then the $299 document fee. There's no prepayment penalty and no credit check. There's actually no application process at all. We try to make things very easy. So you just click buy or hold, and that takes you to an online checkout process where you can purchase the property. I will just note, though, that the owner financing price is higher, so you don't get the cash discount price. You also aren't able to build on or live on the property until the end of the loan term. So that's that one property. Now, we do also have a property that we just posted in Modoc County. This one's 1.02 acres. Now, Modoc County, we've had a couple properties here in the past. But Modoc County is in Northern California. You'll see here, Northeastern California. It is a rural county. It actually has a ton of public land. The Modoc National Forest takes up a huge percentage of the county. So there's a lot of public land in the nearby vicinity. And this property is in the Hilly Pine Forest. It is within a subdivision, well, a property owners association, California Pines. That they're a very large subdivision. They are very rural, though. They cover this whole area. And we're about 40 minutes to Alturas, which is the county seat. Okay. Hi, Jen. Thank you for joining. So nice to see everyone. I see I got a quick question from Patrick. Can you purchase land with a USDA rural development loan? So I believe so, but I believe it would be like purchasing land with a VA loan. You couldn't get a loan just to purchase land. It would have to be rolled into a construction loan. So you would need to actually build a building. They probably have a time frame in which you have to do that. You would also likely, when you go to apply, have to go in with a contractor and building plans and proof of ability to build a home. But there are government-backed loans or government loans like VA loans that you can use to purchase land if you plan to construct at the same time that you purchase it. So, and yeah, stable internet is an issue in many areas. It's one of the trade-offs with living in a more rural area. But so this property is in the pine forest. It does have access via dirt road. And it's zoned residential high density, which allows for single family homes, including mobile homes, but long-term RV use is not allowed. And again, the property is in the California Pines Property Owners Association. They maintain the roads, but you should contact them for more information on their rules and regulations. Electricity is located in the subdivision. It's provided by Surprise Valley Electric, but it would likely need to be extended to the property. Okay, so I'll also go over some of our most recent blog posts. It's been a little bit. We posted a number. So a fun blog post that we did recently was a topic, how to make money in real estate with ChatGPT. So Many of you probably aren't real estate investors or have a business, but ChatGPT is kind of on the news all the time, and it's, there are always people are looking for ways that they can use ChatGPT to improve their business or make more money. So if you're someone who is more into real estate, you're not just buying a one-off property, that could be an interesting article to see how the program could be used to improve your operations. There's also a blog post on catastrophic insurance, which is it's a more technical topic, but very important because most insurance doesn't cover catastrophes. So that includes natural disasters, flooding, hurricanes, things like that. So if you're buying land in an area where you know that there are likely to be natural disasters, in particular, if you know that there's a history of flooding in the area, it's, well, with flooding, you actually get flood insurance, which is a kind of catastrophic insurance policy. But you want to make sure that you get that extra insurance, especially once you've built on the property and you have something to insure. But there are other things that may not be covered by your insurance, such as earthquakes, hurricanes, and human-made disasters. So again, if you know that you're in an area where these events could occur, once you build, you'll want to look into this kind of insurance. And I just closed out of the blog. Sorry. So this was another fun blog post we did, how to dispose of a tire. So it's funny because I bought and looked at hundreds of properties, and it's not super common, but it popped up enough that I began to wonder why there are so many parcels of land that have tires on them. It's occurred a number of times where I've done my due diligence on the property and found that someone just left a stack of tires, not one, but like a whole stack, sometimes 100 tires or more on a parcel of land. And again, it's not super common, but it's happened often enough that it seems to be an ongoing issue with vacant land parcels. I mean, in general, people dumping stuff on vacant land can be an issue in certain areas. And tires are something that are hard to dispose of. So when people are dumping on a property, you're probably going to see tires. And so it was just a question I asked myself, well, how do you actually dispose of a tire? It seems to be hard enough that most people just dump them somewhere rather than try to deal with them. So I did a whole blog post on how you can dispose of a tire. And I thought it was actually kind of a fun post. But yeah, if you are doing your due diligence and ever run across tires, you can look at the article. Maybe you decide that it's worth buying the property if it has a good enough price, as long as you know how to dispose of those tires. Now, we also did a blog post on timber harvesting. A lot of people I know like to buy vacant land for the timber, or even if that's not your primary purpose, a lot of vacant land will actually come with some timber that could have some value. So maybe you want to do a one-off harvest to at least collect some of that value before you go ahead and develop the property. And timber harvesting may be something that sounds a little scary if it's not something you're familiar with and you're a first-time landowner, but it can be a very simple process because many timber companies will do everything for you. They not only cut the timber, but they sell it for you, and they'll do the analysis for you, and they don't actually charge a fee. They just take a cut at the sales. The only thing you want to look out for is timber companies can often fudge their quotes for the price, so they can take more of a cut. So if you do actually have timber that has some real value on it, you won't want to rely on a timber company for the valuation. You'll want to get an independent forester to help you value the timber on your land. And another important topic here, municipal lien searches. So I know many of you are familiar with title searches, but municipal liens can be tricky. These are things like if there's an unsafe structure on a property, many municipalities have the ability to, if they post warnings saying that the structure is unsafe and it needs to be removed, and the owner doesn't demolish it within a stipulated time frame, they can actually come out, demolish the structure themselves, and then charge the owner. And if the owner doesn't pay, they can put a lien on the property for the cost of demolishing the structure. So that's one example of a kind of municipal lien. There can be liens for unpaid code violations and other such things. And the tricky thing about municipal liens is they often aren't recorded, so they may not show up in a title search. Some title companies will do a separate municipal lien search. Some, though, will require you to purchase it as an add-on. So it's important to understand that there is this whole other category of liens that could affect the property and that could affect you once you purchase it. So, it's worth making sure that you're getting a municipal lien search done when you're doing your title search. And, Beth, you have a comment. They also trash land if you don't add stipulations in a contract. Is that in reference to timber harvesting or to selling a property? Just curious. Right. And then finally, we have a blog post. I know I'm going through a lot of them because it's been 2 weeks, so just bear with me. But we do have another blog post about arsenic in well water. Really important topic. I think we all know that arsenic contamination is a concern in many rural areas, and if you get a well, it's one of the key things you want to test for, just to make sure that your water's safe to drink. Fortunately, there are ways to filter water. You would need to buy a more robust filtration system. Some of the simpler carbon filtration systems will not remove arsenic, but you can do something like a whole house reverse osmosis filter. But again, very important to test your well for arsenic and make sure you're constantly testing it, because arsenic can seep into groundwater or well water suddenly if there's, say, a runoff event, especially if there's something like wildfires, if there's a lot of new development in the area, particularly agricultural development. So arsenic can pop up suddenly. That's why you want to keep testing your well water. Yeah. So yeah, if it's a logging company trashing the land, they should not do that. So it's really important with any contract to make sure that you're protected. But I hope you didn't have an experience where a logging company trashed your land. That would not be so good. All right. I did also want to point out that we posted 2 new YouTube videos. One just on some of the top things you should know before buying land, and another, your land could be stolen, about adverse possession and the basics of adverse possession. So if you wanted to check those out and you haven't seen them yet, you should do so. Okay, so I am a little ahead of schedule, but I think I covered most of what we posted recently. I will, of course, have more blog posts coming up this week. I'm going to have another video posted soon. This one should be about building in a flood zone. So if you're interested on that topic, keep an eye out on the YouTube channel. But if there aren't any other questions or points of discussion, then maybe we can roll into the vacation giveaway, which I think many of you are here for. So the way it works, I know a lot of you are familiar with this already, but just to let you know, the way it works is what I give out is a voucher valid for usually a 3-night stay, but sometimes 4, in a hotel that our travel partner classifies as luxury hotel. The hotel stay is complimentary, although you do pay the normal taxes associated with the hotel. And And I just see, can you do a show about land contracts? Certainly, I can put that in the queue to do a video on. Yeah, I know that's an important topic and really helpful. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I'll put that in the queue and do a video on land contracts. Right. But the way the voucher works is if you are selected or if you're the winner, I would send you a list of all the available locations. You do have to pick the location ahead of time. And this came up once, so I would note that you can't actually see all the hotels in that location, but there are a number of them in every city. So you will have a lot of options. And then once you decide on the location, I'll send you the voucher. You have 7 days to redeem the voucher. When you redeem it, you do have to pay the taxes, but then you have 18 months to actually select the time when you want to go and book the stay. The other thing I'll note is some dates aren't available, usually holidays or major travel dates, and there is often a fee for weekends. So just keep those things in mind. And, a show about the softening of rules for tiny homes. Yeah, that would be an interesting topic too. I know there's been a lot of effort to try and get more municipalities to allow tiny homes. Fortunately, it's kind of, building codes are a little bit outdated when it comes to tiny homes. I think New York recently just allowed tiny homes throughout the state, if I'm wrong, but yeah, that would be an interesting topic as well. So I'll put that in the queue as well. So thank you everyone for the ideas, always helpful. But for the vacation giveaway, if you would like to participate, just say yes in the chat, and then you'll be assigned a number based on the order you said yes. So the first person to say yes will be 1 and so on. And then we'll just have Google randomly select a number between 1 and however many people are participating. Oh, that was sorry, Beth, I see that was for Jen. Can you do a show on the softening rules for tiny homes? Yeah, that is an interesting topic, so I may also look into that as well. I do wish more places allowed tiny homes. It's a big point of frustration, I know. Okay, and just making sure everyone has a chance to say yes. I hope you all have had a great weekend so far. Happy summer. So we're getting to the best months of the year, right? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 participants. Anyone else want to join? So we have 11. All right, so then I'm going to have Google pick a random number. So then we'll do between 1 and 11. And we'll go ahead and generate. So number 9, that would be, everyone make sure I messed up once, so I make sure that I count correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So K9 Lover, it looks like you are this week's winner. Congratulations. And to everyone else, thank you so much for participating. I will note we do this every week, so you can always come back and win one. We do also, for a limited time, we are giving away a voucher when you purchase a property as well. And one thing I should note, if anyone didn't participate because they won before or they purchased a property from us, you aren't able to get 2 vouchers within 12 months, but you can always gift the voucher to someone else, or we do have the option of giving you a hotel savings card instead. So go ahead and keep participating even if you've won before, because there are other options. And, oh, you actually want to give it away to someone? Sure. If you really don't want it, we can do another. I can also give you a hotel savings card if you'd like. or I can do another round of random selection to give it to someone else. Oh, that's really sweet. Well, so that's really sweet. So then, Beth, if I guess if you are going to select your location, just send me an email and I'll send you the full list of locations. And here's my email. Yeah, that's such a sweet thing to do. So, and to everyone else, thank you so much for joining. I know this is Sunday and it's a key part of the day, so I do appreciate you all being here with me. And I hope to see you next weekend. So until then, have a great evening.